All right, what's up, everyone? So, thanks for tuning in. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you find anything interesting. Anyways, let's talk about Trump now for a minute. Let's, we'll talk about Trump. I'll clear something up and a little bit of a defense for him. But also, I'm going to double down on my claim about the Christians, especially these fake-ass Christians, being misled, wonderfully, acceptingly, wantingly being misled by this whole Trump thing, right? Stop trying to eat people's nasty food that they left. Whiskey sniffing everything out at the park here, trying to, whatever. So anyways, let's clear something up here with the fact checkers, right? With the fact checks out there. Hopefully everyone, especially the people watching my videos, but there's more to come, right? So, anyways, that's what this channel is for the people that are bright enough to use their own damn thinking, right? So let's straighten this up, fact checkers. Hopefully we all understand already that you can't trust this nonsense fact checkers crap, right? The fact checks, the sites and the people behind the fact checks, right? You can't trust them anyways. Hopefully you understand that. But let's double down on some proof there. The claim is, my thing is, as I said, I don't personally trust Trump, and that's just where that's at. I don't trust any politician, right? And I've presented enough stuff to make people think, if you haven't watched those videos yet, right? So, but I'll give credit where credit is due always, no matter who it's to, okay? And I'll state the facts as it is. Only a foolish person would vote for Harris, right? But now, let's think about Trump here. Now, hold on. The claim is, one of the claims is that he, I don't want to say it wrong. I don't have it all fresh in my mind at the moment. But the claim was that he's done some stuff and helped on 9/11, and there was even some video of it. And then the fact checks come out, and the fact checkers say that's untrue. That never happened. Those claims can't be proven. Well, let me show you a couple of video clips here, and I'll give a shout out to my friend Bubs, who helped me get some of these videos to me. And I'll show you a couple of clips.
Donald, I understand you were actually a witness to what happened this morning.
Well, I have a window that looks directly at the World Trade Center, and I saw this huge explosion. I was with a group of people, and I really couldn't even believe it. And even, I think, worse than that, for years I've looked right directly at the building. I'd see the Empire State Building in the foreground and the World Trade Center in the background, and now I'm looking at absolutely nothing. It's just gone, and it's just hard to believe.
Donald, you're probably the best-known builder, particularly of great buildings in the city. There's a great deal of question about whether or not the damage and the ultimate destruction of the buildings was caused by the airplanes, by architectural defect, or possibly by bombs or aftershocks. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, it was an architectural defect. The World Trade Center was always known as a very, very strong building. Don't forget, that took a big bomb in the basement. Now, the basement is the most vulnerable place because that's your foundation, and it withstood that. And I got to see that area about 3 or 4 days after it took place because one of my structural engineers actually took me for a tour because he did the building. And I said, I can't believe it. The building was standing solid, and half of the columns were blown out. I mean, so this was an unbelievably powerful building. If you know anything about structure, it was one of the first buildings that was built from the outside. The steel, the reason the World Trade Center had such narrow windows is that in between all the windows, you had the steel on the outside. So you had the steel on the outside of the building. That's why when I first looked, and you had big, heavy I-beams, when I first looked at it, I couldn't believe it because there was a hole in the steel. And this is steel that was, you remember the width of the windows in the World Trade Center, folks. I think, if you were ever up there, they were quite narrow. and in between was this heavy steel. I said, how could a plane, even a 767 or 747 or whatever it might have been, how could it possibly go through the steel? I happen to think that they had not only a plane, but they had bombs that exploded almost simultaneously, because I just can't imagine anything being able to go through that wall. Most buildings are built with the steel is on the inside around the elevator shaft. This one was built from the outside, which is the strongest structure you can have, and it was almost just like a can of soup.
You know, Donald, we were looking at pictures all morning long of that plane coming into building number 2, and when you see that approach the far side, and then all of a sudden, within a matter of a millisecond, the explosion pops out the other side.
Right. I just think that it was a plane with more than just fuel. I think, obviously, they were very big planes. They were going very rapidly, because I was also watching where the plane seemed to be not only going fast, it seemed to be coming down into the building. So it was getting the speed from going downhill, so to speak. It just seemed to me that to do that kind of destruction is even more than a big plane, because you're talking about taking out steel, the heaviest caliber steel that was used on a building. I mean, these buildings were rock solid, and it's just an amazing thing. This country is different today, and it's going to be different than it ever was for many years to come.
You know, I mean, I have thousands and thousands of construction workers that work for me. I've never seen spirit like there is today.
So clearly, right, that proves they're wrong. Now here's the thing, what I also said before, and when it comes to anything, right? If someone's a liar, they are a liar. If they're lying to you about some things, they're probably lying to you about everything, such as our media and the fact checkers, right? Is it true that they all together are against Trump? Yes. Can we verify that that's not all for show? No. Right?
I saw this huge explosion. I was with a group of people, and I really couldn't even believe it.
Well, I was in my apartment watching television, but if you look out this window...
So it is what it is, right? But now, does that let the whole Trump train off the MAGA thing off the hook? No. So I'll show you this other video clip, right? Of the Christian base, the national Christian nationalism, right? Let's take a look at this. Let's have a reaction to this. This is how quick the reaction to this video will go.
What do you do when they try to cancel you? MAGA Nation, we cancel proof. My red hat stays on. My red hat stays on. You know I love God, but in Trump I trust no.
Oh, hold it right there. Did you catch that, right? You catch that, right? That I love God, but in Trump I trust. Well, right there you just excluded God, right? You put Trump above God, right? How much more stupider can you be, right? And how much more blatant can it be? How much more anyone who truly wants to be saved and is truly on God's side, you're not going down there. You're not going down there. Anyone who's truly on God's side and wants to be saved, true Christians, that's how much proof now I've given to you about what's going on there with Trump, right? Now, does that mean you should vote for the Democrats? No, obviously not, right? So maybe that means you shouldn't be voting, okay? Maybe that means that because when you vote, now you are making a conscious decision that you are going to take the blame for what these people come up with. For the policies that happen, for the deaths that happen, the wars that happen, for all of their satanic policies. No matter which side does it, you voted, now you authorize that control into your life, right? Anyway, how much more proof needs to be had out there about either side, right? Yes, the fact checkers are lying to us. And anything that is positive from Trump, they will make sure that we, censor it out. That's the truth, okay? But so on one hand we see that, and then we're like, well, see, Trump is for this and that, and Trump seems to be pro-gun, to some people. And there is a friend of mine pointed out that, which I'll have him on this channel, hopefully we'll sit down with some video to get some of his thoughts on the Second Amendment stuff, but pointed out about some of the things that have happened were actually because some of the stuff Trump did, right? But it comes out inadvertently, because I cannot ignore the facts of the videos of Trump did say he would lock her up, and that's what got him the election. And then here's what happened during his inauguration.
Because I was very honored, very, very honored, when I heard that President Bill Clinton and Secretary Hillary Clinton was coming today. And I think it's appropriate to say, and I'd like you to stand up. I'd like you to stand up. And honestly, there's nothing more I can say, because I have a lot of respect for those two people.
Right? Okay. And now let's look at what more proof do we need that Trump is not pro-guns? It's not just about the guns, right? Here's what I'm saying. He show you this clip right here.
Any weapons in the possession
Or
of that
might
individual.
take the firearms first and then go to court, because that's another system. Because a lot of times, by the time you go to court, it takes so long to go to court to get the due process procedures. I like taking the guns early, like in this crazy man's case that just took place in Florida. He had a lot of firearms. They saw everything. To go to court would have taken a long time. So you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the guns first, go through due process second.
Right? Oh, I like take the guns first and due process second. Whoa. Due process? Ask me how I know. That's very fucking important. And Trump says, let's just bust due process. One of the most American parts of our judicial system, right? Due process. And Trump is all for red flag laws, taking guns first and then due process second. It don't work that way, okay? That makes you anti-American. And, so that's all I got to say about most of that. And, hopefully we'll get, I'll get some stuff straightened out and get my pal on here for talk about some of the Second Amendment stuff. And he'll explain, and he can explain in that video a little bit about the positive things that, because of some things Trump did that turned out positive for our Second Amendment rights, and it's true, okay, but we still got to understand, that may be all accident because of his stance. His stance is my issue. Obviously, Kamala Harris is not the better choice, right? And I'm not saying vote for her. Obviously, she's 100% against the gun rights. But so is Trump. He just tries to pretend he's not for your vote. Just like he pretends he's all about Christianity for your vote. Even though he says he's not Christian himself, he shows who he supports. Israel, right? It's Israel first, America second in his eyes. As it is with all of them. They're all sold out. They all sold their souls. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you in the next video.